Good morning, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the Daniel Saul Show here on YouTube on this beautiful Tuesday morning in January in 2025. Hope everyone has a happy new year, and before this video begins, make sure you go down in the description and check out the links to my socials, such as X, TikTok, and Instagram, where you'll see highlights and clips from the show if you miss any action here on YouTube. Let's dive into the video. Happy New Year to everybody, and because it's a new year, I'm going to be doing some brand new things on this show, such as every Tuesday, I'm going to be giving y'all either a Daniel's Dime list, or I'm going to be giving y'all my top 5 hottest takes of the week. And on this specific Tuesday, to start the new year off, I'm going to be giving y'all a Daniel's Dime list. Let's put that thing on the screen. At number 5, I have the Vikings. Okay, so the Vikings are a top 5 team. Here's why. They shocked America. They shocked the world with their extraordinary level of play. Let me tell you why. Because nobody expected them to do this, okay? Nobody expected the Vikings to come out and ball out this year, especially with Sam Darnold being the quarterback. He wasn't even supposed to be the quarterback. J.J. McCarthy was supposed to be the starting quarterback. He messed up. He got an injury and in practice, and then he's out for the season. So here comes Sam Darnold, a guy who hasn't really been good since college, was with the Jets, didn't really perform well. Panthers didn't really perform well, and now he's with the Vikings. 14-win season. Granted, they did lose to the Lions this past weekend for the number 1 seed. The Vikings ended up falling to the 5th seed. However, they are still playing all-world football. I mean, take a look at it. Sam Darnold, like I just got done mentioning, he has been playing the best football of his career, the best football since college. This is the best he has been in the NFL. His career is doing way better now. He is definitely going to get a paycheck. He's definitely going to get a new contract for the Vikings, and if not the Vikings, somewhere else, because he is performing that well. Justin Jefferson doing his thing, okay, second in receiving yards this year, right behind Jamar Chase, as everyone will know. Justin Jefferson's been balling out, playing really well. Everyone knows that. I'm not his biggest fan, but I'm going to tell you how it is. He has been performing well. He is a top 10 receiver. Some may say top 5. Some may say number 1. Justin Jefferson is that dude. Aaron Jones has been performing really well. After the trade from Green Bay. He's performing extremely well. Runs the ball very heavy. I love the new play calling. I love the new coaching of Kevin O'Connell. He brings this factor that wasn't there before, brings this level of competitiveness, brings this level of expertise on the offensive side of the football. Brian Flores doing his thing on the defensive side. Very good coaching on both sides of the ball. The Vikings are a very good team. I have to say they're number 5 as of right now in the NFL. So number 4, I have the Baltimore Ravens. Here's why. Because Lamar Jackson is doing his thing yet again. As everyone may know from watching my show and my videos, I'm not the biggest Lamar Jackson fan. I'm not the biggest Ravens fan. But I'm going to tell you how it is. They're a top 4 team in the NFL going into the playoffs because Lamar Jackson is an MVP candidate yet again. And he is performing better this year by far than he was last year. Granted, I don't think he should win the MVP. I think it should go to Josh Allen. And I'll be telling y'all why, really because of the reasons why they're in the top 5 NFL teams just in a few minutes. However, Lamar Jackson is still balling out. He's playing all-world. Okay, the team is all-world. John Harbaugh is doing his thing over there in Baltimore. He's been coaching there for a very long time. He knows what it's like, brings a winning culture. And you know, the defense is strong, the offense is strong. You got to understand, this team is great. However, Zay Flowers is potentially going to be out for the game. I am not sure yet at this very moment in time when I am filming. So, no matter what, though, they have a pretty good team. Derrick Henry's out there. He's running the football, second in rushing this year, rushing yards. He is a top 2 running back when healthy, maybe even top 1, the top at number 1. The Ravens are playing extraordinary football. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, all those guys balling out. This team is great. They're a top 4 team in the NFL without question. That does not mean they'll win the Super Bowl, but they're a top 4 team. Let's get into number 3, and that is the Buffalo Bills. Okay, I just got done saying about how Josh Allen should be the MVP. He should. And Same reasons as to why they're a top 3 team, because they're balling out with no expectation. Same with the Vikings. However, this year was a little bit different for the Bills because the Bills have been performing at a high level for years consecutively. However, they lost their starting receivers. They lost Stephon Diggs. He left, went to Houston. Gabe Davis left. And at the end of the day, they had no receivers to trust. Josh Allen had nobody that he could trust throwing the football to. So they had to rely on James Cook throughout the first few weeks of the season. And that was about 80% of it was giving the ball to James Cook, and he did his thing. James Cook has been balling out, a top 5 running back in the NFL right now. However, Josh Allen has been performing extraordinary. Josh Allen has been putting up MVP-like numbers. This is his best year so far. The biggest knock on Josh Allen in his career has been his interceptions and turnovers. He has cut that in half this year. Think about that. He has cut it in half, which means he has been not only protecting the football at a higher level, but he's been being more mature. He is matured and he has grown up in this sport, in the league. He has gotten better. He has learned more. He is evolving. He is growing. And the more he grows and evolves and matures, the smarter he gets, which means less turnovers, less mistakes. Josh Allen is performing extraordinary. Great coaching. Sean McDermott, really good coach. I love the coaching. I love the players. I love what's happening. They got Amari Cooper midseason, so he has somebody to trust throwing the football to. So this team is great. This team is dominant. This team is very, very lights out when they play. I love to see them play. Put up big numbers, night in, night out. I have the Bills at number 3. Number 2, the Lions. Okay, so I would have them at number 1, but they're not the best team because of many reasons that I'll get into in a few minutes. However, I will just talk about the Lions for the moment in time. So the Lions shocked the world last year. Okay, they performed at a high level that nobody expected them to perform at. They nearly got to the Super Bowl, but they lost to the San Francisco 49ers, which aren't in the playoffs this year, so they don't have to go through them. The NFC is good, but it's not as good as the AFC. That I would say it's not as good as the AFC, but you never know. A lot of people have their opinions, but I just think that the Lions are so much better than everyone else in the NFC that it's going to be nearly a cakewalk to the Super Bowl. Okay, they just got done playing the Vikings. It was a back and forth game, a lot of punts, a lot of sacks, a lot of mistakes up until the fourth quarter when they just got it rolling. The Lions just absolutely put it on the Vikings. They gave it everything they had. They showed who's the superior team. They showed why the Vikings couldn't keep up. And just like the Lions did last year, they're doing it better this year. Okay, Jared Goff had an MVP season up until he threw 5 picks against the Texans. He has been performing outstanding. Amon-Ra St. Brown doing his thing as a slot receiver, top 5 receiver in the NFL in my opinion, maybe even top 3. He's been performing really well. David Montgomery, when he's healthy, he's not right now, but he will be. He performs at a high level. Jahmyr Gibbs, speedster, real fast guy, does his thing. Sonic Knuckles, that's what they call the 2 running backs in the backfield. They do a lot of great things. They run the ball a lot. Jahmyr Gibbs had 4 touchdowns last game against the Minnesota Vikings. Tied the record with Barry Sanders for the Lions. Single game, touchdown record, whatever it is. He's been doing his thing. Montgomery's doing his thing. You got Jameson Williams also at receiver doing his thing. The Lions are great. Dan Campbell knows how to coach. They have a winning mindset. They have a winning mentality over there in Detroit. For the first time in a very, very long time, they first year with 14 wins in a season for the franchise, and they got 15. I love to see it. Lions at 2. Number 1 is the Chiefs. Here's why. Because the Kansas City Chiefs have not been beaten in recent years. Okay? Recent history, the Chiefs are still undefeated. When it comes to playoffs, the Chiefs are still the team to beat, okay? And as much as everyone wants to hate on the Kansas City Chiefs because they're winning close games, just like the greatest quarterback and player of all time, Tom Brady said, he said it best, man. You know, when teams win close games like this, a team of that caliber, that level of play, when they win games, when they're that close, that just means they know how to win. That just means that they have a winning mentality. They know how to win. They know how to get it done when it matters most. They can execute. The play calling is great. The execution is great. They know how to win football games. It's not because they're not better than what they were. Let me just tell you something. Last year, they won the Super Bowl. If anyone was going to beat the Chiefs in this span of time, it would have been last year because they could not catch the football. They had the most drops in the NFL by far, and you have the best quarterback in this whole generation by far. I don't understand it, but this is the reality. They went and got that fixed, okay? Their receiving core is probably the best in the NFL. DeAndre Hopkins, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith-Schuster, Rashee Rice when he's healthy, Travis Kelce. And then when Isaiah Pacheco got out, they got Kareem Hunt, and he's been balling. This team is loaded. And not to mention the defensive side has been playing extraordinary. The first few years from 2018 to probably up until last year, the defense for Kansas City was nothing but average, maybe even below average. They were horrible, and they still won the Super Bowl. They still got to the AFC Championship game, and now their defense is elite and extraordinary. So my question to everyone who's doubting the Chiefs is, if they were going to be beat last year and they couldn't be beat, they weren't beat, when only their defense was elite and their offense was not, they were actually subpar, you're telling me that this year, when they have a loaded roster, when they have easily and obviously gotten better, you're telling me that they aren't the team to beat? You're telling me that they aren't the best team in the NFL? That's crazy to say. Patrick Mahomes is their quarterback. Andy Reid is their coach. Travis Kelce, they have all the receivers I just named. Their defense is extraordinary by Spags. You got to understand, this team is loaded. This team is ready to win games. And if I had to put my money, my life on any of these teams to win, Kansas City Chiefs are the team to beat. They are the number one team in the NFL. My list is Chiefs, Lions, Bills, Ravens, Vikings. That's my list. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Before this video ends, make sure you go like, turn on post notifications on as always, and comment. Let me know what you think about this video, and if you want to see more greatness and more amazing takes from me, Daniel Sauls, make sure you go subscribe to my channel because I, for sure, will be back with more highlights and more analysis for y'all. Peace out, y'all.